Hello, everyone. I know it's been a while, but welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. I've just been extremely busy traveling the world, seeing patients, and going to acupuncture, training sessions, conventions, seminars, and now I'm back at my clinic in New York City. And so excited to get back to you guys, to get back into the different podcasts, based on, and they're usually based on experiences with people out in the public, and even sometimes with my patients. And I'll bring one to you that when I was in Australia, I was asked, what are some of the ways in which your body can tell you that you have heart disease. Now, I sort of, went overboard with this individual, and we ended up sitting down having a cup of coffee in Melbourne, Australia, and talking about it. And it was quite an interesting conversation, and I'm glad I was able to enlighten this person as to the various warning signs. And I really went deep into, various warning signs that can appear on your skin. And you'd be surprised, like in the coffee house, there were other individuals that overheard the conversation, had no clue that there are warning signs that can appear on your skin relative to heart disease. And yes, that is the case. That is this case, and there's certain things that you should look for, starting with, let's say, swollen legs or swollen feet. Because, when it comes to certain types of heart conditions, they can cause like fluid buildup in your feet or in your lower legs. And if you notice like this unexplained sense of swelling or puffiness in your feet or in your lower legs, see an acupuncturist right away. Because this could be signs of a heart condition. Although it may be diagnosed under different terminology from allopathic medicine, the relationship can be very similar. But another sign can be like if you notice bluish discoloration on let's say your fingers or the palms of your hand, but more so the tips of your fingers. This can be like what's called cyanosis. Now, if your hands are exposed to, let's say, extreme cold temperature, I wouldn't panic too much as long as you know you're going to heat them up pretty soon. But if you notice this bluish discoloration on your fingertips and you're in normal temperature, now that can be a sign of blocked blood vessels, whereas to an acupuncturist it's considered like blood stasis. And acupuncturists are good at invigorating blood stasis, really getting the blood to move again. And this is why I say, even for this situation, you should see an acupuncturist. Because now, with these areas of your hands turning blue, it could be due to a lack of oxygen, which oxygen is delivered in your blood. Okay, and you definitely want to speak to an acupuncturist right away. What's another sign that I discussed? Another sign is like mottled skin. Whereas like that skin that has like this bluish or purplish lace or net-like pattern in certain areas. It's kind of like similar to cyanosis, but it's not. And you usually experience this when, your skin is exposed to extremely cold weather. But if let's say again the weather or the temperature is not cold, this can be a sign of like blocked small arteries or cholesterol embolization syndrome. And if you notice that this pattern doesn't go away, you'd want to, again, sit with an acupuncturist. Another sign can be like cholesterol deposits, like that tend to form in the corners of your eyes. They can even form in the palms of your hands or the backs of your legs. You notice that? See an acupuncturist, because you should be doing your annual visits or checkups with your general practitioner or your primary care physician, along with regular wellness visits throughout the year with an acupuncturist. Because if you're doing this, it's more than likely your situation wouldn't reach the levels in which I'm expressing right now in the form of signs and symptoms. That's why I'm constantly telling you to make acupuncture a part of your life. But you know what? Better yet, do me a favor right now. Just do me a favor. Right? If you're crossing the street, I want you to hurry up and safely get across the street. And if you're operating some type of vehicle, if it has wheels, pull it over to the side of the road. If it has wings or propellers, land it at your nearest airport real quick. And if you're lifting something heavy, whether you're at the gym or moving furniture at home or it's part of your job, rest everything down. Because right now, I need you to close your eyes. And I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Now another sign can be like this, a waxy looking type of rash that suddenly appears in clusters. You notice like these a cluster of waxy bumps, which is called eruptive xanthoma. But this is like, to an acupuncturist, this can be damp stagnation of damp heat. All right, but it may appear like some type of allergic reaction. But if you and this condition is usually a sign, or can be a sign, of diabetes or high cholesterol levels. But if you notice this form of damp stagnation, see, in the form of a cluster of waxy bumps, see an acupuncturist right away. Okay. Another sign is like clubbed nails. Do you notice, like, let's just use your hands. The finger bed of your hands, or the tips of your hands, have like this round, like, shape to it. It's like your nails are clubbing. Your nail beds are swollen, and you notice that the nails are kind of sloped. This can be a symptom of heart infection or heart disease. You notice that, or you have concerns about that, see an acupuncturist right away. Simply because health is wealth. Because the wealth, it's not in your closet in a shoebox, or it's not under your mattress. The wealth is not in your purse or your pocket or your wallet. And the wealth is definitely not in a retirement account or your bank account of any sort. The wealth is in you. That's where it's at. But another thing is, do you notice, like, let's say, splinter-like lines underneath your nails? Whereas it looks like you have a splinter stuck underneath your fingernail. Now, it can be as a result of physical nail damage, but it can also be a symptom of heart disease. Now, if you feel that it's not nail damage, and you notice, let's say you experience a fever or irregular heartbeat, okay, you'd want to see an acupuncturist, and you'd also want to see your general practitioner to be fully assessed, to see what's going on. But another sign can be, let's say, small bumps or nodules on your skin. And some people will tab that to, let's say, protein buildup. But yeah, it can be protein buildup in your heart or some other major organ. Okay? You definitely want to see an acupuncturist if you notice, any type of small bumps and nodules on your skin. Because if acupuncture is a part of your life, an acupuncturist will probably notice what's wrong before you do. If you're going for regular wellness visits. But also if you notice painful lumps on your fingers or your toes. And I know that's a surprise to many of you, but it could be a sign of infective endocarditis or a heart infection. And you'd notice it on your toes, on your fingers, or even both. You definitely want to see an acupuncturist. Also with, let's say, even red discoloration on your hands or your feet. Okay? Yes, of course, in some way this is a heat sign to an acupuncturist, depending on what part of your hands or your feet. Is it yin or yang? What type of heat is it? And it could come in the form of patches of discoloration, or it can be painless. And this can be a sign or symptom of heart infection, infective endocarditis. All right, and these are just a few. I could be here all day with you, going over signs and symptoms of heart disease. But I want you guys to take this serious and just simply make acupuncture a part of your life, okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?